Whether it's the Jazz, Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, these guys have got you covered.
Time to eat, fellas.
You're locked on to Jake Scott and Ben Anderson.
1, 2, 3, move it.
On 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
What you got Wednesday? What's the deal? Jake's got rules, Ben's out to steal. Bozo takes their spinning around.
Jacob Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Jake Scott, Ben Anderson. Time for What You Got Wednesday. If you're new to the show, Ben and I go head-to-head every Wednesday on 2 5-selection drafts, one sports-related and one that is not. How did we do last week there, Christian?
Last week, greatest NBA players of all time. Ben won 69-31, and then best Beach Boys and Beatles songs. Jake won 72-28.
Okay. I'd rather win the song one.
Okay.
You had LeBron, so I didn't want to win that.
Sure, you didn't want it.
I didn't want it, Ben. So that means I go first in the sports one, and you go first in the not sports one.
Okay.
All right. Christian, what is our sports-related topic today?
It's tough.
We're going to start off. It's a bit of a tough one.
Did you have your eraser, by the way?
Best sporting events, but off the field. So not the Super Bowl, not any particular game.
Sure.
Off the field sporting
events. Nothing can
events.
take place on the field.
Or court. Or
yeah, like between players.
Okay. Is there an automatic numero uno?
I don't think so, but I think it's close. I do think there's a close number one.
I don't think there is a number one.
Okay.
But I'm going to go with the Olympic opening ceremonies.
Okay, good one.
I don't know if there's a sports-related, not on the field or court, event that gets that much attention.
How do you spell ceremonies?
Never spell on the air, Ben. I could try for you, but I'm not going to do it.
It's supposed to be an E. Well, that's what that makes sense. E.
Okay.
Ceremonies. That's good. I will go with the biggest one is the NFL draft. It's just,
okay.
I mean, it's a whole weekend. It's a whole thing. I'm going to take the NFL draft. That was my kind of first thought. Though I'm not sure it's my favorite.
Let's see. I'm going to go with July 1st, the opening day of NBA free agency.
Free agency. NBA free agency. I had it on my list.
I think that's more exciting than the draft, even though I'm not trying to slight the NBA draft per se, because I love the draft too, but I think that's a bigger deal in the NBA.
Yeah, I agree. I had it on my list. I will go with, I hate to be too heavy, I'm going to go with the Super Bowl halftime show. It's a huge thing every year. It's a huge thing. Everyone is excited to watch it. It's not always good, but it gets a lot of conversation.
It does. All right. I'm going to go with trade deadline in Major League Baseball. That's the most exciting trade deadline. World Series have been won and lost. Remember when Randy Johnson was moved to the Astros at the trade deadline?
It's the most active because teams really are sellers or buyers.
Yep.
And teams really get super aggressive. It's where the most superstars are traded in season. The NBA superstars don't get moved that much in season. Happens more than it happens in the NFL.
Just saw Luka.
But baseball, it really happens a lot.
Does.
You get a lot of great players that change hands. All right, let's see here. I will go with. Man, you're just an inch off of everything I want to draft. I will go with championship parades.
Oh, I don't care about those at all.
Because we haven't had one.
Did you pay attention to the Oklahoma City one?
A little bit.
All right. I'm going to go with the NBA on TNT.
Okay.
I think it's the best TV show on television. It's certainly the best studio, and I'd throw like news and stuff in there too. Like studio show, live studio show on TV, the NBA on TNT.
I think it's good. It's gone now. It doesn't exist anymore, but yeah, it was very good.
It does kind of exist,
Kind
but
of
yeah.
exists. I'm going to go with I'm going to change yours a little bit and not go with the opening ceremonies for the Olympics. I actually think the gold medal ceremony is better. I think it's super emotional. I think it's really cool. You see the parents, everyone's singing or they've got their hand on their heart. It's really the culmination of the moment. So I like the gold medal ceremony.
Oh, man, I cannot believe I'm going to take this, but I am because a lot of people feel so warmly about it for some reason. The Rose Parade.
That's worse than a championship parade.
The Rose Parade.
Yeah.
Somehow has managed to worm its way into everybody's New Year's Day.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never watched it. But I like the Thanksgiving Day parade. So I'm not anti-parade. I'm just trying to think of the name. What's the I've got a few options here. I'll just go with the NBA draft is my favorite. So I'm going to draft with my heart. I'm going to go NBA draft. I got the NFL draft and the NBA draft. It's a little repetitive. You just kind of kept taking everything a little off of mine. Like I was going to take the NBA trade deadline and you took MLB. I just didn't want to look like I was stealing all of your
MLB
ideas.
is a better trade deadline.
I think the NBA trade deadline is pretty interesting. But honestly, the draft is the better trade deadline. There's better trades this last week than we got at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Other than randomly last year's was crazy.
All right, Christian, review.
Jake, you had the number 1 pick. You went Olympic opening ceremonies, NBA free agency, MLB trade deadline, NBA on TNT, and the Rose Parade. Ben, you went NFL draft, Super Bowl halftime show, championship parades, Olympic gold medal ceremonies, and NBA draft.
I think your halftime show might be a little weak there at number 2.
You think that's weak?
Nobody likes the the Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
I think you don't,
halftime.
and literally everybody else
Nobody
does.
likes it. That's my point.
But
Everybody
if
talks
people like
about
talking about it. Great, that's
but
the whole
nobody
world.
likes it.
Yeah, it's like politics. Nobody likes it, but everyone likes talking about it.
I think Ben has the stronger list here.
Oh, you're crazy, Christian.
I
Go
could have
back to
gone with
sniffing glue, Christian.
I could have gone with College Game Day as well, which is it
would have been good.
It's just like NBA on TNT. I was always going to take it the next pick, and you were always like just kind of one-upping me beforehand, which is the value of having the number 1 overall pick.
All
you
right.
get to pick first.
Our next one's going to get a little wild, I think.
Yes, it is.
For not sports, we're going to do best fives
Best things of 5.
in honor of the Jazz selecting number 5 tonight, presumably. You never know what's going to happen.
And this could be sports or not, by the way. We
Correct.
debated making this a sports topic, but we decided we're going to include a little bit of everything.
Ben, you have the number 1 pick.
Is there an obvious number 1 pick?
No.
Best things that are 5s.
I've got a sneaky good one.
Well, do you want to tell me? Do you want to reveal what it is? All right, I'll just go off my list. I'll go off my draft board. I think it would be really hard to get by without the 5 senses.
Okay.
The 5 senses. I can't name them all. Taste, touch, smell, sight, sound. 5 senses. 5 senses.
All right. I am going to go with Jolton Joe DiMaggio.
Joe DiMaggio. He wore number 5?
He did.
Okay. Nobody knows that. I'm going to go with 5 fingers. I like having all my fingers. Shout out to those of us who don't, but I enjoy having them.
This is so funny. We're going in different directions here. Ben, I'm going to go with the 1992 Dream Team. The best starting 5 in basketball history.
Do you know them?
Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Charles Barkley, and Patrick Ewing.
Patrick Ewing was a heck of a player. We've had this argument. This has got to be like one of the more overrated players we've had, though.
I probably would have started David Robinson on that particular team.
Way better player.
Yeah. But there you go. The 1992 Dream Team, starting 5.
Well, I feel confident I'm going to get my board because you're right. You and I are going in totally different directions.
We are.
Give me the high 5. A historic move. The high 5. I actually hate high 5s. I don't ever want to be high 5'd by anyone again in my life. Like, I'll high 5 my kids. I'll high 5 my fiance. Just if we're like working in the yard or whatever and like get something done. But like, I don't ever want some dude to be like, bro, throw it up there for me. Just kiss me on the lips or something. I don't care. The high 5 is insane.
I like the high 5. I'm a fan.
I bet.
After that screed, I give high 5s all the time.
The
Ben,
joke. High five for the joke.
Ben, I'm going to go with the song Get Off My Cloud, the 1965 hit from the Rolling Stones, their fifth number one hit on the
number one.
Billboard charts.
Get Off My
Get
Cloud.
Off My Cloud.
I like the creativity. Get off my cloud. All right, I'm gonna go with the Jackson 5. If we're gonna stick with music, what a group, what a musical group, the Jackson 5. Speaking of surviving trauma, or not surviving it,
The Jackson 5?
the Jackson 5. Birth Michael. Really, when you think about it, it was really just kind of Michael. He really had something in Michael Jackson, and the rest of the people were also in that group.
Tito was good.
There was 4 other people in the group with Michael Jackson, correct. They had 4 Ringos and 1 Michael Jackson, and it was great.
Wow. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to go with LaDainian Tomlinson,
LT.
the 5th overall pick by the Chargers in 2001.
Okay. I would say he's like the 5th best running back of all time. So, yeah. Sure.
Probably in there.
Yeah,
probably
probably right
works
there.
on a couple of different levels.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go with my favorite, though this is a point of contention for some people. It's the Pluto of our own Earth. I'm going to go with the 5 oceans. Some people think there's only 4. I think there's 5 oceans. 5.
You want to name them?
I don't. Atlantic, Pacific, Arctic, Southern, and the Antarctic, right?
Indian?
Indian? What is it? What's the 5? See, that's what. No, I don't want to name it. I said I didn't want to. 5 oceans.
Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Southern, and
Indian.
Arctic.
No Antarctic. That's not a thing.
Southern and Antarctic
Southern.
are the same.
Yeah. 5 oceans. That's why I got it at 5 on my board.
I'm going to go, Ben, with President James Monroe. The 5th president of these United States,
okay. Was he
member
good?
of the Democratic Republican Party.
Okay.
His presidency coincided with the era of good feelings.
Oh, so we were
So it's good times.
post-Revolutionary War, pre-Civil War.
He issued the Monroe Doctrine, a
Yeah.
policy of limiting European colonialism in the Americas.
That's probably good.
He previously served as governor of Virginia.
He'd probably be bad.
James Monroe.
All right. I don't know anything about James Monroe.
I just told you about James Monroe.
I like that we went completely different directions.
Completely
Which is
different.
good. That's the fun part of this. I got to erase that. Don't take that
Oh,
away
yeah.
from me.
All right, Christian, let's review.
Ben, you had the number 1 pick. You went 5 senses, 5 fingers, high 5, Jackson 5, and the 5 oceans.
Ben's got a hand thing.
you went Joe DiMaggio, 1992 Dream Team starting 5, Get Off My Cloud, LaDainian Tomlinson, and President James Monroe.
What was your sneaky 5?
Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, Cinco de
that would've
Mayo.
been a good
Very,
one.
really
All right.
good.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot. Star is a good pick. It's 5 points. Star is just a good one. I thought about Star very seriously. Kevin Garnett, 5th overall pick. Charles Barkley, 5th overall pick. Scottie Pippen, 5th overall pick.
By the way, our friend Alema Harrington chimed in on my personal
shout out
phone
Alema.
as I am listening. Yeah.
Only because he doesn't have my number.
He's such a good dude, man. I love Alema. He suggested for the sports one, Ben, One Shining Moment,
Yeah, very
which
good.
you would have had to pick.
Yeah,
Because I hate One Shining
big
One
Luther
Shining
Vandross
Mo-
guy. Yeah.
But shout out when we have celebrities listening like Alema Harrington, I obviously have to do a little.
I told you, I can't
like
believe
a little humble brag.
I
there.
do the show thinking there's only 3 people listening, and it's Christian, you, and me,
And now Alema.
and now Alema. Shout out anyone who listens.
Shout out to Alema.
I've heard we have some interesting listeners, people that shouldn't be listening to our show that listen.
I doubt Mike Smith is listening.
I've heard there's front offices that have listened to our show.
For the Suns, they hate you.
The Sons of
They
whatever
hate
Ben
you.
says.
You think Zeke
do
Thomas
the
is
opposite.
listening right now?
Do the opposite.
Think old Zeke is like, I got to get
HBO.
my pointers from old Ben?
What's Ben saying? Not doing it. The George Costanza.
I think I smoked you on the 5 draft.
Mine was a little more literal.
To be honest,
you had 3 hand things. That's weird. That's not
What do
literal.
you mean I had 3 hand things?
it's going to come down to how well I can kind of label this and post it.
That's true.
Because a lot of yours might not make sense. Like a lot of people will see LaDainian Tomlinson and be like, he wore 21.
Yeah.
He was the 5th pick.
Good choice.
But I'll do what I can. And yeah, get off my cloud. What does that have to do?
Yeah, right.
with five?
The 5th number 1 pick of the Rolling
I
Stones.
get it,
Number
but just
hit.
looking at the graphic, it's going to be hard to convey that. But I'll do my best.
Do you know what?
We didn't take 5s like centers, like the 5 in the NBA is a center.
Nikola Jokic.
Here's the number 1 hits for the Rolling Stones.
Okay.
It's All Over Now in 1964. Little Red Rooster also in 64. The Last Time in 65. Satisfaction in 65. Get Off My Cloud in 65. Paint It Black in 66. Jumpin' Jack Flash 68. And Honky Tonk Women in 69.
That's all of their number ones?
That's their number 1s.
They really hit their stride at Satisfaction and kept going.
That's the funny thing about number 1s, like number 1 hits. You'd be shocked the amount of artists that you would think would have multiple number 1 hits.
It's hard to get.
Hits that never have had them. And then you look at some of the number 1 hits and you're like, what?
Adele, her first number 1 hit had to be Chasing Pavement, which doesn't sound like an Adele song at all, but clearly someone was like, this is a super talented person. There's a hit song. Let's make her sing this hit song, and it's catchy, and it'll like make her a star. It's like the rest of her catalog sounds completely different. But yeah, same thing. Yeah, let's get you in, let's get you break through, and then you can figure out, do whatever you want.
But Get Off My Cloud is a great song.
I'm surprised it's a number 1. I'm surprised that's one of their number 1s.
Really?
But I love that song.
Yeah, I
But
do
like
too.
among Rolling Stones songs, I would rank it like 30th.
All right, stay tuned. We will have more Jake and Ben. We'll wrap it up coming up next. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present
This is JJ and Alex.
Tim Reynolds with the Associated Press.
Don't waste your time doing mock drafts because the draft's going to get blown up by about
Really?
the 5th pick. I mean, there's going to be so much going on draft night. Kevin Durant's going to get moved. Chris Paul's going to end up back with one of the LA teams. I know people are backing off the whole Giannis is going to get traded thing. I'm not. I think absolutely Giannis is going to get traded. And then you're going to have the Lowry market in question. Right now, it's all trades. Nobody has the money to go absorb anybody except Brooklyn and maybe a couple other teams. Like, nobody has real money. It's going to be a wild dance. And I promise you, I'll tell you this much. On draft night, the Spurs are going to do something. And it's not going to be little. The Spurs will be the team, one of the teams that does something on draft night. And I think once the first big domino falls, then it's all just going to happen.
Catch JJ and Alex afternoons from 3 to 6. Presented by G2G Bars on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.